Yo, we are back. We are back. We are back.
That was good product placement. Right? I'm gonna give you a thumbs up on that transition in the Premier's commercial. That was great.
Had to get to it. Had to get to it. And
That was real
they've
good.
been copyright striking me on some of these videos. I'm like, dang, the background, really? Seriously? You know what I'm saying? So I got to be kind of careful about what I play and what I don't play. I got to go back in and redo these videos. They trying to make me work. Dang you, YouTube.
Hey man. If you ain't got no haters, you ain't working on nothing.
I'm trying to tell you. But man, all right, y'all. So tonight's big thing, we're talking about the Michael Jackson biopic. Me and Jess, we seen it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, yep. But then also too, you know what I'm saying? Is there anything that we should recap from last week or what? Or should we just get right into it or whatever?
Well, let's take care of
talk about it.
Now I was gonna say let's take care of Mike first, and then we can do some recaps after that. Y'all gonna bring little man in. I want to hear his opinion of the movie too. You know what I'm saying?
Man, he was up there. He was ready to go. He got in his little suit. Was saying, "Mommy, you taking too long. Hurry up." Went out there to go moonwalk. He wanted to be out there with his shades so he could be cool. I'm not mad at it.
Man, he was looking real fly. You know what I'm saying? The young MJ. You did. I ain't mad at it. I ain't mad at it. That made me laugh so hard when I seen it. I said, "Look at this little dude." But, it just proves how timeless Mike was, though. You know what I mean? Because Mike been gone longer than he's been alive, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, you know what I mean? Some things are just untouchable. So, you know what I mean? But go ahead, man, because I ain't seen it yet. And I'm curious about what y'all thought.
Well, so for all purposes, I can't necessarily, play the video with the music. You know what I'm saying? But here goes a clip, just of kind of like what we had going on that day.
Oh, he was dressed up. He's ready to go.
Hey, man. I ain't gonna lie. He if that's what we looking forward to, he played the hell out that part.
Hey,
I thought those was the low key the original clips for a second. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm trying to tell you, man. So first off, critics before the movie, because of course, they had the premiere in Germany and all that good stuff, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like they definitely tried to pan it and say, oh, it's fantasy. They didn't talk about the allegations, all this, whatever. They literally, but it seemed like the minute even before the movie came out, critics had something to say. And it's just crazy because it's like it seems like the media really has like an agenda against MJ. You know what I'm saying? Like they couldn't wait just to be salacious with their reviews, with the headlines and all this other stuff to try to deter it. You know what I'm saying? But for folks like us, again, I grew up off MJ. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely wanted to see what it was about. So, my humble opinion, you know what I'm saying? Like as far as the movie and the storyline, I truly believe that it could have been a little bit more in depth. They could have told so many things for me personally, I wanted to know what made Michael Jackson, the essence of it. And I know, with me, I've read so many books, I've read so many magazines, watched so many documentaries and movies. You know what I'm saying? But I know that, there was times when, he felt isolated, or, again, the times when he was performing in strip clubs and stuff in Gary, Indiana, you know what I'm saying? And things like that as a young kid. I wanted to see the making, I wanted something to be a little bit more relatable. And it was essentially a little bit of fluff. And I get why it had to be fluff, because again, they're trying to make it a family friendly movie, because for kids like, for the JRs and the other little kids out there who really like are really infatuated with Michael Jackson, I get it. But still, we still could have had like a good storyline. Even when they ended it when they did, there was so much drama within the victory tour itself. You know how Mike was trying to fight for creativity, but yet still he was still latched on to his family. You know what I'm saying? And at the same time, despite what people try to insinuate or paint, Mike had a love life. He was dating Stephanie Mills during the Wiz. You know what I'm saying? Like, or he had crushes on people. Like, they could have touched on that. It seemed like they kind of glossed over it a little bit, like the depthness of it, the storyline. But other than that, for what it is, they still have a whole nother movie that they need to make and that they're going to make. So, hey, maybe they might get into it more so with that one. But if you're trying to showcase his legacy and who he is, then great. I give it a B, maybe for the storyline. Now, for Jafar Jackson, and I'm going to say this because I have a personal connection. I met this dude years ago, I think 2013. I got to walk in with the Jacksons and I met him, and such a cool, young, humble dude. Who would have thought that, some years later that he would be playing his uncle in a biopic? You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, man, that dude did an amazing job. I was wondering, like, about nepotism and can he pull it off? This is his first major movie. He's not an actor. He can dance a little bit. He has mannerisms like Mike, but can he pull it off? And you could tell, like, the dedication, the hard work, the training that he put himself through to get this right. It's like when you realize that it's him, you have a deep thinking of like, man, he probably thought like, man, I got the weight of my uncle's legacy on my shoulders. I got to represent. So whether he was tired, he probably went an extra mile to train, but he made sure that he represented well. And I think he represented him to the fullest. Amazing. 10 out of 10.
All right, Jess, what you got? We don't want to hear third no more. What you got, Jess? How do you feel about the movie? You know what I'm saying?
For me, I feel like it was really an amazing movie. I like how they, I guess, watered it down and I kind of had a feeling it would be. That's why I let my youngest come watch it. I'm kind of glad that they did water it down so that this alpha generation could watch it. You know what I mean? I mean, their parents may let them watch whatever they want. Who knows? But for parents like me who actually care about what is, fed into your child's mind, I'm glad that they kind of like watered it down a little bit. It would have been cool to see, like he said, whoever he dated. I want to know who Dirty Diana is. I need the dirt on that. I kind of have an idea, but I need hard facts.
There is an alleged infatuation with a certain Supreme singer.
Alleged.
Alleged.
I
and
know that
he was a little heartbroken that she got married and kind of went wild her way. So Dirty Diana. But
So yeah, I loved the movie. I would definitely go see it again. I was talking to my coworker this morning about it, and she asked, "Oh, is it sad?" And I was like, "Oh, no, not really." And then she mentioned the beginning of the movie, how Joe Jackson is just beating the crap out of Michael, And I say, yeah, well, that's how things were back then, So.
Yeah.
How long was it?
So one more time.
How long was the movie?
I couldn't tell you. Let's say it started at 7:00.
2 hours.
It was 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got out there sometime at like 9.
9:15.
Oh, it's hard to excuse the funk out of me.
Hey, I had to get ready for work. I had to get the boy ready for bed to go to school. I was clocking it.
She said I was clocking it.
I love Michael, but I was clocking it because I had to be to work the next day. So,
All right, we got a few comments. Hey, also too, if you guys are watching, hey, the views are up. People are tuned what we call the funk in right now. Thank you for tuning in. Hit the like, share, subscribe button. You're on Facebook, hit the like, share, and then don't be afraid to jump into these comments and drop your thoughts, views, and opinions. If you've seen the movie, hey, try to talk about it without giving any spoilers. You know what I'm saying? But give your honest feedback about what you thought. Hop in these comments, share with your people, share. Dwayne says it won't be a TV show, it'll be a film about the show. I'm not sure what you're talking to. I think we kind of
talking about the Chappelle Show thing.
Oh, okay, yeah. Bet. Okay, we'll circle back with that one. Cheryl says, saw the movie and was surprised. I actually liked and enjoyed it. Lots of good memories. That's good. She also said they did gloss over some things, but music overall was good. Acting, especially the actor playing Joseph. You talking about Domin Domingo or Domingo Coleman? My fault. I said I know it's some kind of
Coleman. It's Domingo. Coleman Domingo. Yep.
All right, and she's replying Diana Ross allegedly. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I heard.
Without giving too much away, because I haven't seen it yet. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'll probably wait till it come on at the house. But when it hits streaming,
wait. Toothpick. Hold that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Pay the movie, pay the money, go see it IMAX. Because again, you're talking about the music. The last scene, I'm gonna say it like this, I give so much away, but with the music, the drums were like live, they were hitting different. The picture is like dope. You feel like as if you're literally like right there. But the sound, the acoustics of it, go see it in IMAX. It's worth it.
Okay. I'll take you up on that. I do like a good IMAX. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna hold you. They do. IMAX do hit different.
It hits, man.
Yeah, IMAX do hit different.
I remember watching Sinners in IMAX.
That's what I was about to say. I watched Sinners in IMAX, and it was like, I watch it at the house now. It don't be that exciting to me no more. Man, I'm trying to go back to the theater one time because that thing, I need to set my house up.
I got my sound bar, but yeah, still don't hit as better as the sound as the IMAX though.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But no, I was going to ask, without giving too many spoilers, what is something that you would have liked to see in the movie, like specifically?
I'll let you go first, Jess.
Oh, you can go first.
Well, excuse me. Like I said, I had a scholarship for drama. You know what I'm saying? Drama was getting ready to be one of my majors. So again, like the one thing I wanted to see was just a good storyline. And especially they could have really cultivated it around the Victory Tour. There's so much drama with the Victory Tour. Like, especially shout out to Dion Cole, who played Don King. I think he was a perfect Don King. You know what I'm saying? Like, he came through and represented, but it was so much. The one thing I wish they would have had like story arcs, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially with Joseph. I think Joseph is one of the most misunderstood dudes. Yes, was he extreme? True. But at the same time, there was a reason behind it, you know what I'm saying? And I think they could have got more in depth with that. Like, why was he so driven to push his kids to stardom? And, from what I've known from talking with people and from reading, he wanted to get them out of Gary. You know what I'm saying? Like, he had dreams of being a musician, and he ended up working in the steel mill, working 2 or 3 jobs, sometimes not even able to provide food on the table for his family. So I think essentially what drove him was that he wanted to do something better for his children, and he wanted to push them to greatness. And I think he gets I think he gets a bad rap, and people forget the one thing I would have liked for the film to show was that Michael actually got his shrewd business sense from Joe. He started making some of these business decisions because he learned from Joseph. Good and bad, however you want to take it. The beatings and whoopings were extreme, but he did learn some good business regimen from him and work ethic.
So my 3 cents on that, I feel like he was trying to live his dream through his kids, which is not good.
It's quite possible.
It's possible.
It's quite possible. I think I lean in more towards what Third is saying. Like I think they gave Joe Jackson a horrible rap over the years about how hard and how disciplined he was with his children. Especially because when you come up in like the inner city and you have children and especially boys. Right, there's a certain level of discipline you have to have in your household, because when you don't, they end up being outside and they turn into the kids that society says that we need to get a hold of. And why is the Black community or all these young men out here running? Like, I think Joe did the best with what he was capable and the knowledge base that he had of being a father that wanted his kids to have the best and not taking no slack to because none of his kids really hit the streets. You dig? So and I think the media overcompensated because other communities don't really whoop their kids in the shows. And you know what I'm saying? I think Joe did a lot of what was necessary, maybe a little overreach sometimes, but I think he did it all in good faith, to be honest. That's just my opinion.
And what are your thoughts, Rob?
I don't know anything about it. I mean, I don't know what was his control. I mean, from what I've seen from previous shows and everything else, he looked like a controlling dad. I mean, to be honest with you, whether he got a bad rap on it, I don't know. I don't know what his percentage was. But it wasn't like keeping the kids out of the street. They weren't allowed to date even when they're adults. He was criticizing, the brothers or who they're dating, the blah, 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 put downs. I don't know if that's true or not. It just, like I said, I don't know if they gave him a bad rap or if that really what it was. So if that was what it really was, then yeah, dude. I mean, did he push his kids? Yeah, but was he controlling too? Yeah. And abusive.
Yeah.
So
I mean, two things can be true at the same time.
So I mean, did he? But I will not debate you on did he learn business sense. It'd be hard not to learn business sense when you're around.
He was shrewd. He was shrewd.
So
it's essentially like if you read some of the deals that he made, like one of the things that he was getting ready to do, he was getting ready to buy Marvel. You know what I'm saying? And it got screwed up by his lawyer. But I mean, to literally some of the things as far as like, contracts, even how he was with Don King, it's essentially as if the student became the pupil, which is what led to his firing. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike literally had a good business regimen, and people again, and Joe made some bad deals too, you know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I think he was definitely trying to look out and do what's best for his family. Was he extreme? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? There's no doubt.
So I didn't know what to expect from the movie on how much they're going to cover, but from what I've seen, it's just basically him trying to find his voice as a solo artist, and from there. So when I watch the movie, I'm going to watch it expecting that, and that's it.
Right.
And which, I mean, I heard it's watered down. I heard they left a lot out, and they should have did this, they should have did that.
For good reason, and we're going to talk about that too. Well, hold up real quick. We got some comments real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. Hold that thought real quick because I definitely want to see what you got to say. Cheryl says, I would have liked to see the relationship with the brothers and Mike. It's complex. I can tell you that. Let's see. Joseph lived vicariously through his kids. Parents back then, old school, was if you didn't whip your kids, you didn't love them. That could be true. She also says sometimes you have to set the tone that daddy and mommy are the boss. My rules. Shout out to Pops. You know what I'm saying? He came through. He was trying not to waste opportunity. He was willing to pay dysfunction for financial gain, all with good intentions. Cheryl says today's called abuse, but back then it was called growing up black.
That's what I told my coworker.
But if what I was saying, going back to what I was saying, if they are going to make a sequel to this, I want a truthful sequel. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them. If they're going to sit here and claim allegations, like what Charlemagne said, I want all those facts in there, like the 17 years of being investigated and nothing.
Wait. You're kind of segueing a little bit. You're kind of segueing. Hold up. I got it right here. So, what he's talking about, for those that are maybe coming in, tuning in, we're talking about Michael Jackson. The biopic has accusations hurt his career. Was Joe Jackson a good father? All this stuff we're talking about tonight. But so what he's talking about was there was a good chunk of the movie, or actually, no, from what we know, Antoine Fuqua came out and said that they had to do some reshoots. They cost them $15 million to reshoot because essentially the third act involved the accusations from 1993. But there was a clause that was in the settlement agreement that said that it could not be depicted in any type of movies. So they had to cut that part out, and they had to re-edit and do the movie the way they did it. So it goes up from when he was a child up until like the bad era. And then, spoiler alert, but they say his story continues. Now, what they're banking off of is if this movie does well, which of course is Michael Jackson, he's a global icon, it's going to do well. Then they're saying that it's going to be a part 2. But because of what they shot, they have enough film for a part 2. They probably have to go in and add some stuff, but they want to go ahead and do this as quick as possible to maybe have it out, maybe, from what I heard, by the end of the year, maybe like sometime in December. Maybe, so.
I wish they would have put the Wiz in there.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Did they say they had to take that out also?
I'm not.
Third.
They had to cut out Diana Ross. They had Cat Graham was Cat Graham was set to play. She's a great actress too. Set to play Diana Ross, but they had to cut it out for whatever reason. You know what I'm saying? But from what Rob is talking about, and again, the critics, the reason why they slammed it was because it made no mention of the 1993 allegations that happened. Mind you, when the movie stops, it stops in 1988. 1988. So this is long before 1993. But so there was no accusations to be had. So this is what they were up there trying to say. Well, it whitewashed and But at the end of the day, what Charlemagne is saying, what we now know, is that the FBI investigated Michael Jackson for 13 years and found nothing. A jury acquitted him of all 14 accounts in 2005, but the media still treats him as guilty. Why do you think that is?
I mean,
Because he's
listen.
black.
Well, now.
You beat Quest to the punch.
I wasn't gonna say that, but that's up there. It's definitely you know what I'm saying? What is that? Family Feud is definitely in the top 3. You know what I'm saying? Flip the board. But no, I was gonna say, man, it's crazy. That the Neverland Ranch and all this behavior. And, 13 years of investigation, you ain't find nothing. But meanwhile, some dude had a whole island. You know what I'm saying? Full of little kids, and didn't nobody know Jack. You know what I mean? That just strikes me as odd. Call it what you want. You know what I mean? Somebody had a whole private island. They're just flying kids in and out. And we over here at Neverland Ranch eating popcorn and riding the Ferris wheel and kicking. Yeah, like, come on, man. Cut it out, man.
They definitely try to sabotage him big time, man. It was some crazy ass stories. There's some, and that's all they were stories. So unless people want to go back and really look at it and actually watch the trial and watch the investigation, the testimonies that really happened, and they just want to go by hearsay, then that's on them.
No,
You know?
Rob, you brought up a good point. And since we're going to take a deep dive into it, so what you're talking about is the 2005 trial. Now, I went back, and again, this is me. If he did, then you're talking about a guy who's a fan of somebody who's sitting in jail right now. And again, reality is reality. If he did it, then he did it. You know what I'm saying? But I want to read and know all about what happened with the case, all this other stuff. Now, again, with the first accusations, it's so many gray areas. And did he make some bad choices? Yes. MJ made a lot of bad choices. And I think he put himself in a predicament to where it cost him dearly. But I do wish that he would have fought that case, because he was, from what I read, he was angry that he had to settle. He had lawyers, he had managers and labels saying settle, 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 settle. And he went along with it, but he threw a hissy fit. Like, he literally was throwing tantrum because he did not want to settle. He was that upset. He wanted to fight it. But he needed to go away because he had an album out, had a tour going on, all this other stuff, and it was going to cost him. But the 2005 trial, he said, no, we're going to fight this. Because, again, he invited a documentarian to come in, and they had that Living with Michael Jackson thing, so where they tried to show, it was like a reality show. And, again, even him had salacious intent. We're trying to make him look like a predator, all this other stuff. And then next, here comes these allegations. But, a lot of these things, too, it goes, Michael Jackson touched me. He touched me. He did this. But then I want to sue for $15 million, $2 billion to wipe away my stress and my emotional pain. Like, really? $2 million? Like, even with the first case with the Jordy Chandler, it is on tape. His father is talking to his lawyer saying, like, if I go public with this, it's gonna be big, it's gonna be huge, because essentially what he tried to do was he wanted Michael to produce a movie for him. For a lot of folks don't know, Robin Hood Men in Tights was a story by him, by Jordy Chandler's father. So he tried to get $20 million for Michael to make a movie. Mike was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Then next thing you know, here come these accusations. And so what was the settlement for? It was allegedly was for like 22 million, I believe, or 25 million or so.
Always follow the money. Always follow the money. And only in America can you be proven innocent and still
you're robot again, bro.
Oh man, come on. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
No, I was saying only in America can you be found not guilty by a jury of your peers and still be guilty.
Yep.
It just doesn't make sense.
The justice system doesn't make sense, man.
Because he's black.
Cheryl said, because he black. So I don't know. But yeah, so this is what the critics were telling us not to go see the movie, or it was horrible, the negative reviews, because they wanted this stuff brought into a movie, saying that was executive produced by the estate, that had his eldest son involved, his brothers, Jackie, Jermaine, Tito, Marlon, Latoya are all executive producers in this pick. Somebody did anything over there moving? So yeah, I mean, this is what they're saying. The Michael Jackson movie can't avoid the king of pop's inherent creepiness. Wait. What up, Steven? How you doing? He said there's two courts in this country, the court of law and the court of public opinion. Facts. Facts. Especially when you're a person like Michael Jackson. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when the mainstream media, that court of public opinion. very biasly. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't stand a chance.
Yep.
But you know, the thing is with MJ, he protected his image so much to where he wanted to be loved by everybody, black, white, Asian, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And at one point he was America's darling. You know, what do you think, in your opinion, made the media turn on MJ?
I feel like they're always trying to look for something. You know what I mean? No matter who it is, no matter what race, but I think especially for Black people, they're trying to look for something to pin on you. You know what I mean? And I feel like fast forward, if he really did what people are allegedly saying that he did, they definitely would have found him guilty because he's Black. Come on now. Wikipedia. Look at R. Kelly. Come on, please.
You know,
I love it, Jess. I love it.
the energy. But as funny as that sounds, Jess is actually speaking facts, because they went back and essentially locked up R. Kelly. Part of what they locked him up for was for marrying a 15-year-old Aaliyah.
That's real old.
Right.
You're talking about 1994. They went and locked
90s.
him up in like the 2010s. They locked him up for that one.
Hell, shit. Bill Cosby got to pay some lady $60 million for a dream she had 50 years ago. You know what I'm saying? It's like, what the hell are we doing? You know what I mean? Come on now. That's proof enough for me. I'm gonna wake up and say somebody got me too if they come with a bag like that. But no, yeah, it's just to be honest, man. Yeah, I'm not gonna give y'all a lesson. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I mean, from what I remember, there's a lot of bad reporting going on, and everybody was running off of it, trying to make money off of it. Even celebrities were all doing their skits. Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, all of them were making fun of Mikey. Like, it was bad. It was a bad time, man. Like, everyone was cashing in on it because it was a topic. Whether the accusations are true or not, they're running with it because it was a money topic. And that's I mean, that speaks to how big he is, but at the same time, it's pretty bad, bro. I think laws should be made with the media with that, dude. You shouldn't be doing that. Like, reporting on false stuff. You should be fined, licenses taken away. It's not cool.
It's got to be some type of consequences, man.
There have to be major consequences for that.
Yeah.
You know, like, you know, the media is one thing, but then for other actors and comedians and all of them, you know, just speaking on it, getting on it, doing skits about it, it was jacked up. It was really jacked up. And, you know, it's ugly. Like, y'all played a part in it. Like, all of them played a part in it. Not singling out just media groups or anything. They all played a part on it.
Well, can I say something real quick? Like,
go ahead, because I got some that's gonna stir up some.
Go
ahead.
Because I think the turning point was when he crossed Tommy Mottola and went over there and got them publishing rights from Sony in Japan and bypassed all the haters. I think that was the major turning point when he skipped over the handlers here in the U.S. and went straight to the source. And Japan was like, "Nah, we love you, Mike. What you need? What you want? That's all. Here you go." And I think that was.
Well, go ahead. Go ahead.
That sums it up.
You're on the right trajectory, but it was a little bit more than that. I believe the ATV music publishing company was somewhere in Europe, I believe, because that was the one that owned the Beatles and all that. I think it was sold to somebody, and then it was up for auction, and Paul McCartney had an opportunity to buy it for $20 million, and he declined. So he, you know, Yoko Ono, the widow of John Lennon, went to him like, "Hey, we should buy this," and he said, "No, $20 million is too much." Meanwhile, you know, him and Michael Jackson were actually filming a video called "Say Say Say" at the Sycamore Valley Ranch, which later on became Neverland. And he was telling Michael, he was telling Michael about buying publishing and all this other stuff. That's how you make music. And even if you don't record ever again, you can eat off of your publishing, and especially if you're buying other people's songs. So when it came up and they found out that, hey, ATV music publishing was up, and it was like, oh, so how much did you say it was worth? He said 20 million. He told Mike. So he called John Branca, his lawyer. It was like, okay, well, let's buy it for 25 million. And he bought it, saying, which essentially, again, they have other songs, but more famously for the Beatles. And so what you're right is that definitely Sony wanted that at that point, but he wouldn't relinquish it. So they had no choice but to partner with him and become a 50-50 partner with him. So it became Sony ATV Music Publishing. So anytime that, they would play the Beatles songs for like Oreo commercial, California Raisins, whatever, Michael Jackson essentially became the fifth Beatle. He got paid first before Paul McCartney, John Lennon, and all the other ones, So again, we're talking about a true business move.
Hey, can't hate it.
Right. Cheryl says, black man getting too big for his britches. Who he think he is owning the Beatles catalog, selling more than them?
Mm-hmm.
Again, Paul McCartney was his friend too until he did that, and then Paul McCartney had a bad taste with him. Dwayne says when he started telling people about the behavior of people in entertainment, that's when the APB went out for everyone to destroy him.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
What's up, Mama Tucker? How you doing? Oh, you want to know? So yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. It was again this too. So it coincidentally, at some point, Sony tried to buy out Mike, but he refused. Now, I'm not saying that, it happened like because of it, but all of a sudden, then we get the accusations in 93. You know what I'm saying? So he settles that. So again, he goes about Mary Lisa Marie, blah, 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 all this other stuff. And then again, sometime, again, they tried to sell it. They tried to buy it from for 200 million, 250. He refused because it's one of the things that he wanted to do was leave it for his children. He would have rather, unalive, you have to get over my unalive body to get this. And he was shrewd about that. But again, so that didn't happen. So the thing that I didn't like, or that John Branca inserted himself into this movie. Again, what he did in the beginning, helping him acquire the Beatles catalog, good. But the one thing I hope that they tell in the sequel is why he was let go. Mike was pissed off at him because right around the Invincible album, Mike thought in his contract that his masters were going to get reverted back to him. And later found out that that wasn't the case. Sony was trying to say he owed them one more album and all this and that, whatever. And at the same time, he was trying to buy Marvel. What he found out and discovered that John Branca was with a conflict of interest. He was representing not only Mike, but he was representing Sony, allegedly, what I'm saying? And so, yeah, that's the reason why Mike was pissed because he's like, I thought my rights reverted back to me. So he let him go, and it's just been one of those things.
As he should.
It was a conflict of interest. And so, yeah, so when he found out he didn't own Marvel because he wanted to be the one to put out the Spider-Man movies. He was a big fan of Marvel. And it just didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? So he was a visionary of purports. You know what I'm saying?
And it makes sense because when you watch the movie, well, I don't want to get no spoilers, but just watch the movie.
But the one thing you ready to come back, Wes? This dude be dipping like Houdini. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I be having stuff to do, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing.
But yes, Cheryl says, didn't Prince teach artists about owning it? He did too.
Did we ever read the comment that said, what was it? Michael was on the cuffs of.
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Stephen.
People of all races. I think that's another reason to try to take him out because they don't want unity. They want us all to fight against each other. And Michael Jackson had a lot of songs about uniting as all races. That was his goal.
Yeah.
You know, yeah. I'm going to take a page out of Mike's book, you know, because he said, and I wish, you know, maybe next show or something, I'm going to get that clip. You know, he said, I didn't start becoming wacko, jacko, or a freak or a pedophile until I bought the Beatles catalog, until I started outselling the Beatles and Elvis and everybody. It wasn't until my record became the biggest selling record in the world that all of a sudden I started becoming a freak and start becoming this and all this other stuff. You want to know how petty Mike is? Mike said up there, he bought the Beatles from his friend, you know, underneath his friend's, you know, legs. He bought his friend's catalog, became the fifth Beatle. Then in 1994, 95, whatever, he turned around and married Lisa Marie Presley and became the son-in-law of Elvis, the quote-unquote king of rock and roll. Not only that, but, you know, I think he owned some songs of Elvis because of his publishing, acquiring, you know what I'm saying? So now he's not only outselling Elvis, but yes, I married your daughter. And from her recollection, from her accounts, they did have a busted baby relationship. You know what I'm saying? He's beating them cheeks. You know, so just petty. You know what I'm saying? Leave me alone. But here's the thing. Here's where I wanted to get y'all though. You know I ain't got no sense. All right. So,
what was all that? What was all of that?
You can't marry someone and not. Period.
Well, allegedly he didn't do it with his second wife. That's a whole nother. There's a whole nother topic.
He didn't. Wait, hold on. He didn't. You're saying he allegedly never clapped cheeks with his second wife?
No. I don't want to say too much.
We are going to go into a whole nother 2-hour show with that.
Yeah, we're not.
No. You can't bring something up and go, we're not going into it. You already did. You brought it up.
And allegedly in court documents, you know, saying they never consummated the marriage. So shout out to J. Randy Timberelli. Go get his book, Michael Jackson, the Man Myth, the Man Myth, the Legend, or Magic Madness, whatever. I'll put it up late. But a lot of insight from that, from also, I forget, was somebody else's book, but also, again, court documents, you know, but allegedly they didn't consummate the marriage. So what happened was, during this time when he was married to Elisa Marie, you know, one of the things that he wanted was children. He wanted children with the king of rock and roll's daughter, you know, but she did not want to have that kiss. Their mama Tucker. She said, clap on, clap off. That's right. But so, you know, she refused to have his children because she figured it would be a media circus, or maybe that's just what he wanted her for, was the children. So she kind of essentially refused. So, yeah, his dermatologist assistant, which is Debbie Rowe, allegedly offered, hey, well, if she won't do it, I will, because he was conversating with her. She said she'd do it. So, you know, he went back and told her, like, you know, well, if you won't do it, then, you know, then she will. She said, you know, with Lisa Marie, by all accounts, Lisa Marie was like, she was hood. She said, well, F it, go do it with her. And so, you know, so that's kind of what kind of caused that split. And on top of that, you know, his dependency on pain pills and all this other stuff, it kind of separated, put that wedge. So she got pregnant the first time, you know, saying through in vitro, I believe, but she lost the baby. So then, you know, then around this time, but he was still technically married to Lisa Marie. So finally, when the divorce was settled, then, you know, again, he wanted to try again. And this time the baby actually stayed. Now, because of his mother saying, hey, you don't want to have a child outside of your marriage or out of wedlock.
Because of her religion.
Not just that too, but because of the fact of he has a half sister that was born out of wedlock.
Because Joe cheated. Go on.
Stop. Hey, stop. There she go. So again, so yeah.
He did cheat.
So, I mean, he did. But, you know, so that's why he married her, you know, saying to make sure that the child wasn't born out of wedlock, allegedly, you know. So, So then, another child was conceived in vitro in Paris, which was Paris Jackson. So then, after it was discovered that she couldn't, after Paris was born, she couldn't have no more children. She, whatever happened, Mike essentially ended the marriage. He paid her off, make sure she was good, whatever. You take this, go over here, and he wanted to make sure kids had no contact with her, and he wanted to raise them on his own. So then he wanted to try for one more, and this time he used his jizz, saying, and again, there's a surrogate mother, and this is how Blanket was created. But yeah, he didn't with Debbie Rowe.
I couldn't see it anyway.
Oh, dang. I ain't gonna say it at somebody mama, you know what I'm saying? But Steven says Hilda Rowe Foundation started in 1992. Golf was started in 1991. See the connection? Yeah. Dwayne says, I believe he married her to get those publishing rights from her. He didn't have to marry her to get the publishing rights. All he had to do is just buy them. And he already owned some songs anyway. You know what I'm saying? Because again, a lot of songs Elvis didn't write, you know what I'm saying? But he just bought the company. So not only
songs Elvis stole.
That part too.
Yeah, say that part.
But again, along with Sony, they were acquiring songs like Beyonce. Matter of fact, Eminem dissed him. So what did he do? He sat up there and bought the publishing company. He bought the song that Eminem was dissing him on. I'm telling you, he's shrewd and he's petty. So that's just what he did. So yeah, he didn't necessarily have to marry her for that. I think it was more so the status, the symbolism of it. This is Elvis's daughter. You know what I'm saying? On top of that, there was some women he was creeping around with. Let's just say allegedly, don't walk away. One of those girls, saying he was messing with. But then on top of that, too, he owned MJJ Music Group, which had Brownstone, which had 3T, which I think there was somebody else that was signed. So he was making money hand over fist. You know what I'm saying? So
isn't it crazy that the world believes that Michael Jackson was gay, but nobody believes Prince was?
No, that's not crazy at all.
I mean,
Prince didn't give out those vibes. What?
Right. You know what I'm saying?
I said I was a Prince fan, bro.
I'm a definite Prince fan, but it's just crazy to me that, you know what I'm saying, Prince went over above and beyond with the metrosexual shit. You know what I'm saying? And MJ didn't really cross over. Like you didn't really have too many instances of MJ in no compromise and nothing. Like photos and none of that. He didn't have his cheeks out. You know what I'm saying? He didn't wear no heels. Like, you know what I mean? But everybody saying MJ was gay. But Prince running around here with his butt cheeks out on stage, and everybody thinks that's just normal.
Yeah, well, I mean, he was doing a Playboy shoot. I mean,
but he could still pull like the baddest ones too. Back
yeah,
then.
he did.
But, I mean, that I know, but that's what I'm saying. Ain't it crazy the discrepancy between both those ideologies? You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, not to take anything from MJ, he was more private. Prince was just out there like that.
Yeah, you're very, very right. Matter of fact, I got one of the women.
Keep scenario out the live now.
I'm gonna get to him. But shout out to Shayna. Shayna is one of Mike's, women, who he had a thing with, what I'm saying, and she's on my friends list. So, she got a good book that talk about it too. But MJ was super uberly private about who he dated, who did what with, and all this other stuff. Who he went out with Madonna a few times. People didn't know they actually had dates with Madonna. You know what I'm saying? So Madonna was trying to get them cheeks. A lot of that.
Wasn't she trying to get everybody's cheeks though?
Everybody.
Did she get his cheeks though? I mean, didn't they?
The world will never know. You know what I'm saying?
You got Tupac's though. Yeah. Charles Barkley. Dennis Rodman.
Like what Third said, Michael was America's darling. He had to keep everything super private.
Yeah, again, go ahead. You're right.
I'm not gonna say. I mean, he was smart. He kept it private. Whatever he did. with allegedly with anyone. You know, at the end of the day, he's a man, bro. Men are men, so that's what I'm going off of.
That's all I'm saying.
But you know what? Kudos to him, bro, for keeping it under wraps, man. Hey,
wait. So hold up. Scenario. You know what we need you to do? We need you to drop the doc.
Drop the doc.
That's what MJ needs. We need you to drop the MJ doc. You know what I'm saying? He said, y'all be talking about Busted Baby. We don't say nothing about how sus the Purple Rain was.
It was not sus, bro. What do you mean?
Because the eyeliner, the blouses, you know what I'm saying? But
the high heels.
The high heels, like Quest
he was pulling dives with those, bro. Like what?
He was. Women back in the day in the 80s, y'all was into some androgynous dudes. Y'all wanted the dudes who looked just like you for whatever reason. And it was
he was an artist. Okay. Hey, he was an artist.
Thank God. We were only born in that era. We didn't live through. We lived in the 90s with the rough and rugged, you know, Naughty by Nature, hip hop parade, you know. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank God we didn't live through y'all was doing jerry curls with blouses and let me love you down.
Yeah, my brother.
Nothing wrong with that.
My sister broke her toe running to watch the Thriller video.
Yes. Yeah, you came ready for the world.
Hey, man, my mom and father both had jerry curls.
Oh,
you see, you know, and on top of that, bro, I mean, it wasn't that bad. You see more still rocking with Jerome, bro. Like even when he's performing, Jerome's still there.
We seen him last year.
You know, say Jerome is still with him, bro. Like,
hey, man.
I want
to go going back to Mike. You know, we got away from the doc. You know, I'm talking about the shipping doc, not the documentary. You know, the doc on the bay. But you know, what I was getting ready to say that was controversial was, you know, hey, you know, there was a couple years ago, right, that they had the Elvis biopic. And I didn't see the media over here scrutinize and say, hey, you know, because essentially they left out a huge blemish on Mr. Presley's career. Speaking of his daughter, you know, saying her mama was 14 when he met her and started courting her. And then she was 16 when he talked to her parents to have her come live with him over in Graceland. And then, you know, let her tell it, they didn't do anything sexual until she was 18 and then married her when she was like, what, 19, 20, 21, whatever. But you talking about from 14 all the way up, they didn't do anything, but they romanticized it in the movie. You know, all the great. Matter of fact, there's Priscilla and Me or Priscilla and Elvis movie, you know, saying where they romanticize, but they gloss over the fact that, no, if you're talking about PDF files, I mean, he was actually a living testament of one. But they don't scrutinize Elvis. So he's the king, he's the greatest. But it's a high double standard that, hey, when it comes to MJ, now all of a sudden, oh, they're leaving this out and it's a horrible movie. They whitewash. Didn't you do it with Elvis?
Like it.
Now, why would they do that? Because he's black.
That part. Thank you, Rob.
Right now, I know you're a little beige right now. You black for saying that.
No, I'm telling you right now, dog, that's the truth. I mean, they hid that too, big time. And people who really follow Elvis caught that. But they weren't saying nothing. They weren't saying nothing.
I'll go even a step further. Priscilla wasn't the only one.
Right.
No.
So he was a hoe.
For the youngins.
Allegedly.
At the playground. Playground.
I mean.
Allegedly.
Yeah, that's
right.
Weird. That's weird.
Get on here, Mom.
Mama tell you that, but you still can't use the N-word, sir.
That's weird.
Man. Go ahead, Mom.
How you doing?
That is weird.
Mama Tucker said you can't use the N-word. She gonna whoop that ass if you do.
Y'all see where I get it from.
Right. But yeah, it's a high double standard though. I mean, they praise her. Austin Butler did a great job in the movie and all this other stuff, blah, blah, blah. But yet and still, you know what I'm saying, they're not giving the same scrutiny as MJ. Hold up. We have somebody in the house. We got somebody's.
Oh man, what's happening?
What's up? How you doing?
Oh yeah, we
What's
good.
happening?
Yeah, he was
know.
talking bad about Prince. Get him out of here. But anyways, moving on.
What's up, man? How y'all
Hey
doing?
guys.
What's good? What's
No, there
good?
will be no Prince slander here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come
You can't talk about Prince, man.
on.
You
Oh
can't.
no.
You can't.
Can y'all hear us yet?
How y'all doing though? Y'all good?
Yeah, we
Doing pretty good. How are you guys?
Hey
Pretty
man,
good.
can't complain. What's
Yeah,
that? What's that? Hey, y'all seen the Michael Jackson movie?
we actually we debating on going to see it after we leave the hookah bar.
Okay.
Ooh.
Hey,
Hey sis.
Hi.
How you
I love you.
doing?
Good. How are you?
Congratulations, y'all.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
I love these two right here.
Ring a bell. Hey, let me see that ring. Let me see that ring. Let me see. Closer. Let me see. Oh,
They get married
let's
now.
go. Watch out, bro. I see you.
Lock it.
Right? Period.
hey, what did this turn into? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, what just happened
What?
here?
For
I
real?
had to give my congratulations, you know?
Nah,
Right.
you good? You good?
So, right, we love y'all. But yeah, definitely, I would recommend go see it. You know what I'm saying? There's going to be some haters. The same ones who are saying, well, they left out the accusations in 93. They're whitewashing. He was weird. He's a creep. All this other stuff are the same ones who did not criticize the Elvis movie with Austin Butler. You know what I'm saying? They praised it, saying it was a work of art. And it was this true legend, king of rock and roll, but yet still they're slandering MJ. And you know, at the end of the day, like I said, I would like a lot more story, but who knows? They might get it right with the second one. But as far as Jafar Jackson, again, I'm super, super proud of Jafar for the work that he did, you know, saying the work he put in. Hey, you know, kudos. Solid. You know what I'm saying? 5 fire flames out of 5. The dude is hard. You know what I'm saying? He embodies them. He eats
Yeah,
up everything.
all the reviews I've seen have that same sentiment. You know that Jafar did an amazing job. So
He
you know
is.
that is the selling point right there.
Give
Like
that young man his flowers. Give him his accolades.
Yep. Yep.
absolutely,
All the flowers.
yeah.
All of them.
When they do the Plies biopic, we gonna come get you scenario so you know what I'm saying, do your rendition. You know what I mean?
You know we're gonna have his daddy Kirk Franklin up in there too.
Oh my God. Here we go.
Oh
Yeah.
god. I'm so gonna play that song at your wedding, bro. I'm so,
Bye,
I'm
bye.
so
Yeah, that
busted, man.
Busted.
That song.
Baby.
I was
As
really
long as you don't
shocked.
play no Elvis.
You
Now,
know, yeah.
Yeah, I
Sing
don't think we the crowd for that. You know what I'm saying?
right.
I don't
No,
think that's gonna
everybody
happen.
would leave. Everybody.
All right. So scenario in a wifey. So what do you think about MJ? Do you think these accusations hurt his legacy, or you think we as a collective just don't care?
You know, he's protected, just like y'all be protecting Prince.
Oh God.
He's
What?
protected, just like y'all be protecting Prince. Y'all can hear me clear, right?
You're a little lower. I need you to speak up just a little bit.
How about now? Can you
Yeah.
hear me now? Yeah, he's protected like y'all be protecting Prince.
I,
He's
so
protected.
I think that anytime somebody slanders your character, there's a bit or a piece that crumbles a little bit. But if you're a true fan and you've been following it from day one, you are not going to let the naysayers even have a say. So it's just kind of like, you know, everybody has trauma, everybody has an issue. If everybody was put on Front Street, everybody would feel a type of way. But there's just some things we don't know. And we happen to know a little bit of what they think they're telling us. And right now, like, regardless of the choices, I don't know. I just feel like he was human and in a tight situation, but there's some things I don't believe.
Situation.
Yeah, of people making judgment while he's not here to defend himself.
Kids in your bed ain't no tight situation.
But I mean that was also accusation. Was there proof? Was there pictures? Was there videos?
He was wasn't he letting little kids be up in sleep in his bed?
Bro, we had this conversation. We say this about Mike, and there was a man who had a whole island full of children with your favorite celebrities and stuff
Not
taking
my
trips.
favorite.
Oh
Not
yeah,
my favorite celebrities. I ain't got any celebrities.
Wait, so again, scenario. The
Uh-huh.
FBI investigated Michael Jackson for 13 years, found nothing. A jury acquitted him on all 14 accounts. The media still treats him as guilty. Why is that? Especially for people like you. Why do you think that he's protected?
Man, accusations when it comes to kids, man, that's mustard on your jacket, man. Any kind of way you swing, you know what I mean? Hey, I wouldn't leave my
So let me ask this
kid with
scenario:
Mike.
Are you more mad? Would you be more mad for a person getting the mustard thrown on their jacket, or the person throwing it knowing it's not true?
We can't say we can't say it's not true because first
We
and
low key
foremost, hey,
can because
wait. You a grown man. You a grown man. We all
absolutely.
grown man here. What would y'all allow kids that don't belong to you to sleep in your bed?
Absolutely not.
No.
Okay. So
But you're also not
is
Mike.
that not strange?
I'm just
Well,
kidding.
well, no, more so to the fact though. So what were
Did
these
that really
parents
happen
doing
though?
allowing this to happen?
Yeah, they said it happened.
No, I
Okay,
mean,
so
is
so
that
even
actually factual though? That actually
so
really happened? Or is that
scenario,
just
if we
Oh,
all
wait,
grown here,
hold on. What'd you say, Rob?
I say, is those facts that happened, or was that just part of the story that they're making up?
Exactly.
that
I want
nobody could ever corroborate. But even further, so scenario, we all grown men here, right? If you have children, are you letting them go to another grown man house by themselves and spend the night?
Absolutely not.
Ah.
And he
There's
ain't
two
got no
parts in this.
kids, right? He don't have
Hey,
no kids. You gonna let your kids go spend the night over there?
no, absolutely not.
All right then. So that
So
we go.
Quez
Even
made
with
a good
kids, I wouldn't want
point.
my kids to sleep in the bed with a grown man.
I don't like my kids
Yes.
in the bed with me now. Shit, they mine.
Thank you.
Period.
Thank you.
Shit,
Yeah,
Right?
go
yeah.
asshole.
That's just weird, bro. Like,
Go ass out of
Oh
here.
my gosh. So yeah,
Son,
so what Quez said, like, are you so I feel like the parents possibly
Hey,
plotted allegedly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they easily made up that story because when you actually talk to kids, when mediators in the courts talk to these kids, they ask them questions to where they get their side of the story. They're not prompting them to say anything. They're getting the truth out of them. And I've been there not been there, but I know for myself. You know what I
I'm
mean?
gonna say you was at Mike house too. What happened, Jess? I'm sorry.
No,
damn,
that's why I
Ted,
forgot the
what's going
jacket.
on with
my
you,
Hey,
mama
girl?
would never.
hey, are y'all at a hookah bar right now?
Yeah. Oh, you can hear it.
Oh yeah, we
That's
can
Yeah,
we
we
can
can
hear the
hear it.
music in the
okay.
background.
Hey, my fault, man. We just get in the comments, man. They just put on the music. It was like a riot in here.
I think we started taking over. So it was like, nah.
That's exactly what happened.
What's up? We love y'all, man. We'll be in the comments, man. Don't
We
We
appreciate y'all
Hey,
though,
appreciate you
man. It was
guys.
nice to meet you, Queen, and
nice
y'all
to
have a
hey,
great night,
Thank
man.
you.
come back. I need to
Yes.
talk to
Okay,
you,
most
man.
best. Oh yeah,
Huh?
I got a lot to say.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. We appreciate you. I don't know
Y'all
about
hit,
Clyde. We're just waiting
hit
for him
me,
to drop
bro.
the doc.
Period. Say
Say
it
drop the
again.
doc.
We gonna dock the dock like 50
Plots.
did.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
Busted, baby.
So,
Uh,
All right.
congratulations again.
Hey, thank you. Thank you. We'll see
All
y'all.
right, sir.
We'll see you
yeah.
soon.
All right.
But yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, Well, look, we got about a cool dub left, man. We I guess we got to jump straight to your boy with the Tesla. You know what I mean?
All right, y'all. Wait, you know what I'm saying?
Who we talking about? Please don't tell me Elon Musk.
Oh no, hell no.
She late to the she late to the party.
I sure am. 'Cause I know what we talking about.
All right, y'all. We'll be right.
Some other African Americans.
We got so for the Michael Jackson fans, thank you for tuning in. We're gonna chop this part up, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna put it on our page, you know, to drop your 3 cents and stuff. But we're gonna put a toothpick and come back to this because hey, long live the king of pop. Well, you know, talk about somebody who's actually found guilty. You know, we will be right back. We're gonna talk about this David Cack, but we're gonna show some love to some folk, and we'll be right back, y'all.